In this video, we are going to see about the discharge lamps. In the last video, we have seen the introduction about the discharge lamps. So, when the electric current passes through the discharge gas or vapor, due to the discharge, the lamp starts luminous. In this video, we are going to see about two examples, sodium vapor lamp and the mercury vapor lamp. First, we see about the sodium vapor lamp construction. In the sodium vapor lamp, the luminosity is very low. So, the length of the lamp should be more. In order to get the increased length, the lamp should be of U tube. Here, this is the lamp. So, at both the ends of the lamp, the oxide coated electrodes are present. And this tube is filled with neon and sodium. Here, this U tube is enclosed by a double-walled enclosure, that is double-walled vacuum flask, in order to keep the temperature within the working range. That's all about the construction. Now let us see the working of sodium vapor lamp. When the lamp is in off condition, now the sodium inside the tube is in solid state. Here the solid is sodium is deposited on the walls of the tube. When the switch is on, here this lamp will operate as a low pressure neon lamp and it emits pink color. And when the lamp is warm, now the sodium present inside the tube is vaporized. Now it starts emitting yellow color light. So only we are telling it as sodium vapor lamp. The sodium inside the lamp tube starts vaporizing when the lamp is warm. After 10 to 15 minutes, the lamp will give full light. In order to start a discharge lamp, we need a high voltage, that is the striking voltage of 380 volts for 40 watts lamp and a striking voltage of 450 volts for 100 watt lamps. What does the striking voltage means? The voltage required to produce some arc, the initial discharge. So in order to get the high voltage, we need a transformer. Actually, we are using only the 230 volt single phase AC supply. But here, in order to start a discharge lamp, at the starting time we need 380 volts. So we need a transformer. Transformer is used to step up the voltage. Here 230 volt is applied, this stepping up the voltage. So this is a high reactance transformer. Due to the transformer, the power factor is reduced. Power factor means, you know that the cosine of angle between voltage and current. That means the current and voltage should be sinusoidal and it should be in phase. There should be no lagging between the voltage and current. But due to this inductance, there will be some lag between the voltage and current. There will be some loss that causes a low power factor. In order to avoid this, a capacitor is used to increase the power factor. Always inductance lags, power factor is lagging. So capacitor is used to improve the power factor. That's all about the working of sodium vapor lamp. The sodium vapor lamp fails to operate under four conditions. First one, when the filament breaks or burns out. And the next one, when the cathode stops emitting the electrons. The two electrodes are present, oxide coated electrodes. Suppose when one one electrode stops emitting the electrons, no electron flow, so no current flow, so automatically the lamp will not glow. And the third case is when the sodium particles concentrate on one side. The sodium should be coated on fully on the lamp. If it is concentrated on one side means then the lamp won't glow. And the last case is when the lamp is black due to the sodium vapor action on the glass. The efficiency of this lamp is 40 to 50 lumens per watt. If it is an incandescent lamp, means the efficiency is 10 lumens per watt. The ratings of the lamp available are 45, 60, 85 and 140 watts. The average life of one sodium vapor lamp without any voltage fluctuations is 3000 hours. The sodium vapor lamps is used in highways and general outdoor lighting. In bus stands we might have seen. This lamp should be hung vertically, otherwise the sodium will blacken the inside of the tube. That's all about the sodium vapor lamp. Next we see about the mercury vapor lamp. Here in the name itself we can see mercury vapor. So inside the tube mercury is present. In the last case inside the tube sodium is present. Here you see it consists of two bulbs. One is the outer bulb and another one is the inner bulb, that is called arc tube. This part, this is the arc tube. So this arc tube containing only the electrical discharge. Inside this arc tube only electrical discharge is produced. So this arc tube is made up of quartz or hard glass. This arc tube contains mercury, small amount of mercury and argon gas. Initially the argon gas will produce discharge. Later the mercury starts vaporized and then discharge of electrons takes place. Here this outer bulb acts as a shield, that is it protects the arc tube. This outer bulb is made up of hard glass. Here two main electrodes, this is one main electrode and this is another. Two main electrodes consist of tungsten coils with electron emitting coating. Usually the electrodes are made up of electron emitting coating or thorium metal. Here two main electrodes and one more auxiliary starting electrode is present here. So this auxiliary starting electrode is connected through this high resistance of 50 kilo ohm resistance. It's all about the construction. And now let us see the working of mercury vapor lamp. Here when the supply is switched on, initially some discharge is produced in between this main electrode and auxiliary starting electrode, and after some time the discharge is established in between the main electrodes due to the argon gas. This tube is filled with argon gas and mercury. When the lamp is warm, that heat vaporizes the mercury present inside the arc tube. So now the mercury starts vaporized. So the pressure inside the arc tube increases to about 1 to 2 atmospheric pressure. So the flow of discharge occurs, the lamp starts glowing. The potential difference also grows from initially the voltage will be low 22, here it is increased up to 150 volt. In order to take this operation, in order to improve this voltage, it takes about 5 to 7 minutes. During this time this lamp emits greenish blue light. And here also one choke reactance. This is used to limit the current. So choke reactance coil automatically this lacks the power factor. In order to improve the power factor, we need a capacitor. So a capacitor is connected. So that's all about the working of mercury vapor lamp. So in both sodium and mercury vapor lamp, in sodium vapor lamp, initially a discharge, the sodium is used as is vaporized. Here mercury is vaporized. That's the difference. In mercury vapor lamp, the efficiency of the lamp is 30 to 40 lumens per watt. In sodium vapor, we have seen it as 40 to 50. Their efficiency is high. Here the ranges of the mercury vapor lamp available on 250 watts or 400 watts on 200 to 250 volt AC main supply only. There we need a striking voltage. For that we have used a transformer, high reactance transformer and sodium vapor lamp. This is used for the industrial lighting, railway yards, ports, work areas and shopping center.